one final math lesson today. I'm going to give you a crash course in outliers. An outlier is something, or in this case, someone, who lies outside the normal range of experience. Something that is outside of what you expect when you see a set of data or people. For example, if I were graphing the average temperature in Lake Placid over the course of the last month, and I told you about last Sunday when it started snowing and was 30 degrees, that day would be an outlier. So, everybody good with the term outliers? Excellent. People can be outliers too, and so I offer you Taylor as our subject of study. Among his peers, Taylor is definitely an outlier. There's just no other way to describe the squirrely little boy who showed up here with a smirk on his face and a strangely locked briefcase that I never found out. If that wasn't enough to tip you all about his outlier status, what really drove the point home was when he showed up with a piece of paper that was a contract that was to turn my dorm into its own sovereign nation, the free nation of Falconia. And he made my dog the president. Also, during his 8th grade year, Taylor managed to sneak his way into the 9th grade morning meeting almost every day, and even got his name on the T-card contract. A little bit outside the normal range of students. I use outliers as the subject of today's lesson because Hawk suggested a book to the two of us, I think it was back at the end of the fall term. And the book outlines the characteristics that outliers have as people who are highly successful. And I want to just tell you that Taylor's read this book cover to cover no fewer than 3 times this year. And he's also read, probably more books than any other student that I've seen here. Unfortunately, Allison, I could never get him the title credit. Most people excel at a few things in life, but in true outlier fashion, Taylor excels at nearly everything he tries. He's a strong math student and enjoyed the challenge of Hawk's geometry class. He's an amazing athlete who was on the soccer team, the ultimate frisbee team, and the Nordic ski team. When he skied the Loppet this year, he did it on wooden skis and had a wool outfit to match. As a hiker, Taylor ranked 1st or 2nd place each of his 3 years here. He's a hard worker who would help out whenever he could in the community. And he's also got an awesome sense of humor, which you would have to have in order to sport this hairdo. The respect of the NCS staff and the adoration of his peers. So, what do you do with an outlier when you find one in your data set? My statistics professor in college told me that if you have just one outlier here or there, you're supposed to discard it because it doesn't make the curve look very normal. Well, I have higher expectations for Taylor. So what I want you to do is take the gifts that you've been given in life and bring them with you next year as you go to Proctor. I'll end this with a quote from On the Road by Jack Kerouac. The only people for me are the mad ones, the ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time, the ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, burn, burn like fabulous yellow Roman candles, exploding like spiders across the stars. And in the middle, you see the blue center light pop, and everybody goes, "Aw." Good luck, my friend.
Todds, who's always been there for me no matter what.
something that 3 years ago, when he first came here, you wouldn't recognize. First of all, he was this big. This smile was not quite that big yet. He had a little bit of a frightened look in his eye. He was a little bit quiet. His nose was always in a book. And slowly over the course of the years, the shells of his external personality have peeled away, and you see before you a much changed man. Eli learned capoeira, where he was given the nickname of Sloth, which he has tried very hard for 3 years to get rid of that nickname. Even though he's a much more agile player now, the next. Eli's slow and steady pace while hiking earned him a place in the Dirty Dozen every year that he was here. And he's a much stronger hiker now, fast, steady, and he accomplished the monumental task of completing the Cranberry Lake 50 on the 4-day hike this year. Eli journaled all of the books he's been reading over the course of these years, and there are many, which earned him an invitation to the title trick party every year. Now, Eli, you've reinvented yourself as a member of the High Council of the Free Nation of Valconia, and now one of my most trusted advisors in the Algonquin Empire. And I'd like to think that while you're reading all these books, the comics, the graphic novels, and watching the movies, you're taking notes on the characters that you'd like to become, and sort of transforming yourself into any one of these. So if I ever find myself as captain of the Starship Enterprise, I hope you'll be performing miracles behind the scenes like Scotty down in engineering, or you'll be the sarcastic Dr. McCoy. I don't always get your sarcasm, but you'll be keeping us all safe, or you'll be Spock, always making the logical choices. And if I ever find myself traveling back to 1986 to save the whales, I want you by my side. In the immortal words of Spock, you have been and ever shall be my friend. Live long and prosper.